Hello all and welcome, and I am the MGTOW Philosopher. So in this video, I have to address this. I saw this video from Mark Zuckerberg giving a speech at Harvard, and he's essentially talking about a universal income for everyone. Yes, he's advocating that every human being in the world get free money, but especially in America. Let's start there, yeah, because we're so rich and we can just hand out money. No big deal, right? So this retard, this rich billionaire moron, is saying that we should have some kind of universal income for everyone. Everybody should just get free money. Well, let's see what he has to say from his own mouth.
Now, today, we have a level of wealth inequality.
Okay, that's a red herring right there. The whole wealth inequality bullshit. There's no such thing as it. So this is the argument for equality of outcome. Everybody should be equal in where they end up in life. We don't need equality of opportunity. Oh no, we need to assure that everybody has the same outcome and is equal in every way. Wealth inequality is a red herring, you moron. You don't have a bunch of rich people out there with big swimming pools in their basements, but instead it's full of water. Instead it's full of gold coins, and you're jumping in like Scrooge McDuck, swimming around in it because you love money so much. Their money is in banks, you idiot, and that money gets loaned out to people, you moron. It doesn't stay in some kind of vault somewhere, hidden away, and not put back into the general ebb and flow of the economy. That money gets used, you moron. He's such an idiot, this guy. By the way, you idiot who dropped out of college and clearly didn't study any economics. What a brain-dead moron this guy is. You fool. What he doesn't seem to understand, it's not a zero-sum game, you idiot. Meaning that if one person gains, another person doesn't have to lose. There's not a limited amount of resources, you toad-brain moron. It's an unlimited amount of resources depending on how much you can produce, you fool!
That hurts everyone. When you don't have the freedom to take your idea and turn it into a historic enterprise.
How did you create Facebook, you idiot? Huh? Oh, you just got lucky? Yeah, he believes that too. You can't possibly believe in luck, Mark Zuckerberg, could you? You idiot, you. Nobody believes in luck unless you're a loser. I just didn't make it because I was unlucky. Yeah.
We all lose.
No, we don't all lose, just you lose. I might win because I worked hard and became successful.
And right now, today, our society is way over-indexed on rewarding people when they're successful.
You idiot! Reward success. How do you get successful, you idiot? Right, you reward success. But what now you see he's cutting out the whole process of getting to success. He's removing the hard work. Yeah, you need hard work to become successful, Mark Zuckerberg. You have to actually work your ass off, and it's not just enough to have a good idea. So he removed the hard work from his little assessment. Just, oh, success. Oh, well, he got success. Well, you can get success from doing nothing. It can just happen, right?
And we don't do nearly enough to make sure that everyone can take lots of different shots.
What does that mean, lots of different shots? Like I'm playing a basketball game with somebody else, and instead of it being a competitive game, I can just stand there and make endless shots until I score a point, and we're going to do that all fucking day and nobody wins? Yeah, that's a real good way to run things, pal.
Now let's face it, there is something wrong with our system when I can leave here and make billions of dollars in 10 years, while millions of students can't even afford to pay off their loans, let alone start a business.
That's so funny. Why don't you give them your money? Okay? You're worth billions and billions of dollars. If you are so sympathetic to these poor college students, why don't you give them your money? You've got so much you can pay off their loans, you friggin' idiot. And by the way, do you have any idea why they owe so much money? You brilliant genius, you have any idea? You fucking moron. It's because the government subsidizes the debt. It subsidizes the debt, you idiot. It gives loans to students. It gives guaranteed money. And when you've got guaranteed money, well, guaranteed by the government, oh my God, well, the universities will just ratchet up. Ratchet up those college tuition fees. Before you know it, you're paying $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year for tuition, when if it was a competitive environment where the government wasn't spending all this money to subsidize loans and people had to pay out of their own goddamn pocket, the college fees would be minuscule in comparison. You ever heard of supply and demand, Zuckerberg? Huh? You ever heard of that? No? Yeah, gee, I guess not. Or have you ever heard of the fact that when you guarantee money, when they don't have to compete, they'll just charge whatever they want? You never heard of the competition principle, you idiot? So that's the reason that tuition fees are so high, and why students go into so much debt is because of all these guaranteed loans and guaranteed free money for students. Well, not free necessarily, they have to pay it back. It's debt-based economy. But that's the whole point. That's why it's so expensive, you meathead, you. If there was equal competition and these loans weren't all guaranteed, then these governments would have, these universities actually have to compete for students. They would have to have reasonable prices on their tuition. They couldn't just say, oh, well, geez, I'll charge whatever I want because the government's giving this person money no matter what to pay us. So, hey, we'll just up the fee and let's put a water slide in the lobby. And by the way, who guaranteed you a free college education? And who said everybody has to go to college? Some plumbers make six figures. You don't see them going to college, do you? Whatever happened to trade schools, you idiot, and vocational schools, huh? Whatever happened to those, you fucking moron, huh? There's something wrong with being blue collar. A lot of blue collar people make a hell of a lot more money than your executive person or your mid-level office gopher running around shuffling papers. What an idiot this guy is.
Look, I know a lot of entrepreneurs. And I don't know a single person who gave up on starting a business because they were worried they might not make enough money.
Really? I've known plenty. It's called paying your overhead, you dipshit. If you're going to open a business and you don't make enough money to pay the light bill, to pay the water bill, to pay your employees, then you don't do it. You don't do it. It's very simple, you fucking idiot. How did this guy become so... I don't know, this guy, my God, there's the cognitive dissonance of epic proportions going on in this guy's brain.
But I know too many people who haven't had a chance...
By the way, what's up with the Mr. Peanut dude with the top hat on in the background? Didn't he know there was one out of style 150 years ago?
To pursue their dreams because they didn't have a cushion to fall back on if they failed.
That's not reality, you meathead, you. Do you think the caveman was running around killing saber-toothed tigers and, he's saying to himself, oh, well, geez, if I fail and the tiger bites me in the leg or I can't work, I can't hunt, that I should have a cushion to fall back on, that the society in general should support me. All the other cavemen should get together and form a nice little pot and put all the food in there and keep it in some nice cold place for a rainy day in case one of us gets in trouble. What are you talking about, you moron? A cushion. That's not reality. You want to know the cushion that you need? You create your own goddamn cushion. You save your goddamn money. How about that? How about you work hard, you earn money, you save money, and then you create your own goddamn cushion in the form of stuffing it in your fucking mattress or putting it in the fucking bank, huh? Like Americans have done for hundreds of years. They save their motherfucking money. Okay? That's a cushion. They don't say, oh, well, I get in trouble. Give me money. Everybody else should contribute to a pot. And then if I get in trouble, they should give me money. That's not reality, okay? Whatever happened to just serving your own self-interest, okay? Working for yourself, worrying about yourself. If you get in trouble, you take care of your goddamn self. It means being responsible and being accountable for your own actions and your own life, okay? Other people are not accountable for you. You are accountable for you, you dumb motherfucker. And if everybody had that same philosophy, we wouldn't need welfare because people would take care of their own goddamn selves. Because there wouldn't be anything to fall back on, you idiot.
We all know you don't get successful just by having a good idea or working hard. You get successful by being lucky too.
What? What did this guy just say? Did he say what I think he said? You don't get successful by hard work. No, you get successful by being lucky. I just knew he was going to pull out the luck bullshit. Dude, there is no such thing as luck. That's what losers say when they're not successful. Luck doesn't exist. There's chance when it comes to playing games of chance, but life is not a game of chance. You have control over the outcome, okay? You have absolute control over the outcome. You can virtually guarantee success if you work hard, if you make the right decisions. And you see, that's the key, making the right decisions. And most people make the wrong decisions because they lack education. They don't have the knowledge or understanding of how things work. But that's not luck.
If I had to support my family growing up instead of having the time to learn how to code, if I didn't know that I was going to be fine if Facebook didn't work out.
Oh my God. First of all, he's a lying motherfucker. This guy was sued by other people from Harvard other students, other people, his idea for Facebook, he didn't come up with it. Other people came up with it. He stole the idea and they sued him. So your little nonsensical talk about being so creative and having the time to learn to code is just horse shit. And by the way, if you were a kid at home, yeah, you should have the freedom to do more things and learn more things. That's called being a kid, you idiot. It's when you get educated, you moron. But it doesn't continue into perpetuity.
Then I wouldn't be standing up here today.
No, you're standing up there today because of other people who you stole ideas from.
And if we're honest, we all know how much luck we've had to get to this point in our lives.
No, who are you talking to, you idiot? Are you talking to just the privileged, pampered douchebags there who either got scholarships or had rich parents who paid for them to get in there? You consider them privileged? What about the parents? Do you think the parents actually work for that wealth? Are you aware that those people probably work to earn the money that they use to send their kids to school? And that's hardly privilege, that they deserve to send their kids to Harvard because they worked their fucking asses off to earn money to send those kids to Harvard. That's their choice. Do you think they got lucky to have that money, to earn that money, to send their kids to school? Or do you think they worked their ass off? Oh, by your logic, it's just all luck. The universe is just some cosmic game of dice, and sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, and if you lose, well, there should be some safety net that everybody else has contributed to help you out when things go bad. Yeah, that's bullshit. This luck goes bad crap is an excuse created by losers so other people help them out when they make bad decisions. And by the way, pal, my success came from hard work. Okay? It didn't come from sitting on my ass and expecting somebody else to support me because I wanted to play a little violin and feel sorry for myself because, I hadn't been as successful as I wanted to be, and that's other people's fault, or I just didn't get lucky enough.
Every generation expands its definition of equality.
Oh my God. Oh my God. The cognitive dissonance here is shocking. This is a perfect example of how someone can be both incredibly intelligent and incredibly stupid. You, meathead, it's not your job to make other people equal. You are confusing legal and rights-based equality with natural, biological, and just real-world equality. They don't exist. The equality you're trying to conflate with something else doesn't actually exist. Some people are stronger, some people are smarter, some people have better ideas naturally, some people have worse ideas naturally. This is just, some people are taller, some people are shorter. I'm never going to play for the NBA at 5'11". I'm lucky I can't dunk a fucking ball, okay? I'm not equal to those guys. And you're not equal to some people, clearly, in your intelligence and your understanding of economics and society as a whole and culture, you moron. People are not equal. And the same goes for income. People earn different amounts because different people have different abilities to produce. And there's some people in the world, rare people, who are extremely super intelligent, who have the massive capability to produce extreme amounts. And so they are much wealthier than others. That's where the disparity comes from. But those people enrich our world greatly. And by the way, Though you are a thief, you're one of those people, and you contribute massively to the world, and yet you somehow miss that point. That there are some of these people out there, and they deserve their... And by the way, why aren't you giving away your billions? Why aren't you giving away your billions? You could pay off all those Harvard kids' loans. Why don't you do it? Because somewhere deep down you know you earned your money.
Previous generations fought for the vote and civil rights. They had the New Deal.
Oh my God, New Deal. You idiot. FDR and his New Deal bullshit are what put us in the situation we're in, you moron. With his Social Security bullshit, which was nothing more than a bribe to get old voters to vote for him. Okay? All that welfare horseshit is why we're in the situation we're in. If you go back before the New Deal, before the Federal Reserve Bank fucked around with the economy and not only caused the Great Depression, but caused it to last even longer. If you go back before that, Americans worked their asses off. There was no fucking government safety net. People took care of themselves. And in large part, there were private organizations where people would get together and mutually decide to try and help each other out. Okay? Through mutual aid societies. So we didn't need government coercion through force to take your shit and then redistribute it to supposed people in need. Okay? That wasn't necessary. And people took care of themselves, and it was a much better world in that sense, in the sense that people worked. Okay? People worked.
In great society. And now it's time for our generation to define a new social contract.
Oh, no. So he wants to be a hero, this guy. He wants to be a social hero. He wants to be like a Martin Luther King or somebody like that. He wants to be some kind of a fucking hero. That's what this is all about. He wants to be a superhero.
We should have a society that measures progress not just by economic metrics like GDP, but by...
Why not? Why can't we measure progress that way? It's the most accurate predictor of how successful and advanced a country is. Look at how great America is. Well, geez, do you think our GDP is so high because there's no relation? You moron, you.
How many of us have a role we find meaningful?
Oh, no. Oh, no. So, he just said we should not measure our success. Let me break this down and put it into dummy speak for you. He essentially said we shouldn't measure our success but by how much money we make. He didn't want to say that specifically. That would be too personal. That would personalize it too much, and people would scratch their heads and say, hey, wait a second, that's a loser's mantra. So he's trying to attach it to some big idea like GDP, so we don't see what he's really saying, which is, don't worry about how much money you make. Just worry about how meaningful your life is. And how meaningful your work is what he's specifically saying. For those of you out there who may not know this, that is the argument of a Marxist. Karl Marx argued for this very same thing. He said that production and profit were not the main goal in life, and then this took away from man, took away from his soul, it made his work less meaningful, and that was what was really important, that the worker should be able to do what he wants and find meaning in his works and be able to profit enough from his work to live a comfortable life. This is what Mark Zuckerberg is talking about. He's trying to advocate for cultural Marxism and economic Marxism. Now he's arguing for economic Marxism, which has failed everywhere, as has cultural Marxism. But cultural Marxism is a tool to bring about economic and political Marxism. He is a communist, advocating for finding meaning in your work, which of course you should be freed up to have as much time as possible to explore whatever you want. Hence a universal income.
We should explore ideas like universal basic income to make sure that
Oh, wow. I'm a mind reader. Yeah, he just got that, didn't he? Universal income. Right.
everyone has a cushion to try new ideas.
Okay, Mark. Let me explain some basic economics to you so you understand how this universal income idea works and why it's a really bad idea. Okay? So, you're a farmer. Okay? Let's say I give you free money so you have enough money to live and be comfortable. Where's my incentive to continue farming? Huh, Opie? Where's my fucking incentive to continue producing stuff? Well, I don't have one. You see, the world is based on incentive. Okay? The world is not some Star Trek bullshit universe where everybody gets together and decides to ban money and they're just going to work their asses off for personal fulfillment. That's not reality. People work because they have to work. And if you give them free money, they're just going to sit around on their asses and do nothing. And by the way, what the hell are they going to spend that money on? Because nobody's going to produce anything. And all of a sudden, there's going to be so much scarcity that a loaf of bread will cost $2,000. Okay? Because there's so few of them, it's very, very fucking expensive because nobody's producing anything. You'll have bread lines around the fucking block and people waiting in line all day just to get a loaf of bread and 2 eggs. You want to live in that world, Mark?
We're all going to change jobs and roles many times, so we need affordable...
Why? Why would we do that? Why would we have jobs to begin with if we're getting a free universal basic income? Can you tell me that, Mark? Why?
Child care to get to work and health care that's not tied to just one employer.
Actually, Donald Trump is working on passing legislation like that. That's Trump Care, okay? And he has passed it, and it does address those issues. You liberal, scumbag, moron, leftist, cultural Marxist idiot, you. Why don't you try doing a little research before you start yammering away at Harvard? And by the way, you're talking about child care and all this nonsense. Ever heard of the wifey staying home with the kids? Oh no, that's right. Things have become so goddamn expensive. Both parents have to work in some cases, in many cases. But there's also many cases where they don't have to. And they could stay home with the kid. But because you say they should be out there working and feeding the government more tax money, yeah, well, that's another issue entirely. But don't talk about child care, you moron, okay? It's not necessary in every case. The woman in a lot of cases could stay home and take care of that kid, which would be better for her. But then, of course, the state wouldn't get the kid for more time during the day and be able to break up that family and then indoctrinate that kid into your cultural Marxist craziness.
And we're all going to make mistakes. So we need a society that's less focused on locking us up and stigmatizing us when we do.
Now, when does the government lock us up because we made a bad financial decision? No, the government locks us up when we pull out guns and rob people at gunpoint, and we break into stores and steal their shit, or we steal other people's shit, or we rape people, or we kill people. The government locks us up when we do bad shit. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Mark. You're trying to conflate being poor with being a criminal? Is that it? Because, oh, this really annoys me. This guy doesn't get it, does he? Studies have proven that there is no correlation, very little to no correlation between poverty and criminality. It all has to do with whether or not it's a 2-parent household, single-parent household, and the types of ideals and morals that those parents instill in a child. Because if you're see, this is what annoys the shit out of me. If his assessment of reality was true, then all poor people would be criminals. But some poor people, most poor people, are not criminals. Hence, his argument that poverty causes crime is utter horseshit. Can it be a contributing factor? Yes. But if you have the right moral and ethical teachings and you have 2 parents together creating a stable household, then you get to a level of criminality that is no greater than that of the rest of society. This is a red herring that he's trying to argue.
And as our technology keeps on evolving, we need a society that is more focused on providing continuous education through our lives.
Okay. So society needs to give you free education whenever you want it, for as long as you want it, until the end of time. There's no problem with that. Of course, how are you going to pay the teachers? Oh, well, the teachers are getting free money. Universal income, right? So why would the teachers be working? So how are you going to get education if the teachers ain't working because they have no incentive to work and go to school and deal with little morons like you who think they know everything when you really know nothing? It's the problem with the whole crux of his little universal basic income plan. There's no incentive to work. Now, if you want to be uber rich, sure, then you have an incentive to work. But when you have that happen, you're eliminating the middle class. Because most middle-class people, they have to work their asses off to survive and feed their family. If you provide them with a basic universal income, the majority of them will not work, and hence they will not produce. And hence, the wealth gap, you want to talk about a big wealth gap in America. You introduce a universal basic income. Then you're going to have a humongous wealth gap with 99% of people being unemployed, and then 1% at the top who are the uber genius people who were really rich, and they had the incentive to get that way because they wanted to be uber rich and they weren't happy with a universal income. But the majority of people would be perfectly happy with a universal basic income. So nobody would produce anything. That's why every country that has tried communism and socialism in the form you are advocating, Mark, has failed utterly. You idiot. Too many social programs of varying degrees that have bankrupted the country, destroyed their ability to produce anything, and thereby create wealth. And just a small percentage at the top pulling the strings. So Mark doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He's a rich guy with a very narrow focus in regards to his intelligence. But I would say his overall intelligence in any other area outside of tech is minus 12. He's a moron of the highest degree. He would basically, in my opinion, qualify as a retard were it not for his ability to write code or whatever the hell else he's doing. He has no common sense whatsoever. Not only is he lacking in common sense, but it's just amazing the cognitive dissonance that exists between this guy's intellectual ability to create tech and his intellectual ability to do anything else, like use logic and reason effectively. I am the MGTOW philosopher, and I wish you a good day. Take care.